What is purportedly happening behind the scenes in the Harris home will astound you. If even half of the rumors that are circulating on social media, fan blogs, and unverified insider leaks are accurate, Yandy Smith will no longer be portraying the devoted wife, cause rumors say Yandy might have discovered something that no wife should ever see: private text messages between her husband Mendeces and Erica Mena. Based on several love and hip-hop sites and some really suspicious direct message dumps, that Erica, indeed, listen to us now before you roll your eyes and say this mess shouldn't happen again. According to sources, Yandy wasn't even spying. Instead, the texts appeared on a shared iCloud account connected to a burner phone that Mendeces had neglected to unplug. Fans are making assumptions about what she witnessed was sufficient to destroy the whole frost freeze facade of their supposedly restored marriage in those books. Although screenshots are not yet verified, the rumors, both they and the fans, are going crazy. According to an insider, Yandy's response was captured on a Ring camera, and her subsequent actions put the whole home in startled silence. The end of the world could come at this time. If this is accurate, it's just the beginning, so stay tuned. Not from websites this time, but from people near the set. Rumors started to circulate just as the sun had risen over Atlanta. They claimed that something happened in Yandy's home that upset her typically calm demeanor. In any case, there was no shouting during the altercation. It was a finding. One silent moment caused Yandy's hands to shake, and everything she believed to be true about Mendeces suddenly fell apart. The kind of betrayal that requires proof, not shouting, and it seems that she discovered it. The morning began as any other coffee, her children giggling in the background, Kay and Mendeces taking their phones and leaving for a meeting. However, he was unaware and nobody anticipated that he had inadvertently left the phone behind. Twice it buzzed, already dressed in her robe. Yandy had no intention of prying. She simply assumed it was a reminder about his schedule or a message from his assistant. Rather, she saw that a contact saved as E had sent her a preview notification. You really think she doesn't suspect anything? The message said. Yandy froze. Her initial reaction was bewilderment rather than jealousy. Who is EM? Why would someone send that text to her husband? She clicked on the thread. The universe she had created around loyalty and her public persona broke like glass at that point. The messages were lengthy. Although Erica's name was never explicitly stated, it was impossible to ignore the tone, the flirting, and the references to allegedly shared events. The thread was weeks old. Late-night confessions emerged from casual talks. I miss the way you used to talk to me. Before you went back to pretending, one text said. Another added, your future does not lie with Yandy. The deeper the wound sliced, the more Yandy scrolled. Then she noticed it, a picture. Private but not scandalous or graphic. Mendeces taking a selfie in what appeared to be a hotel room. Time-stamped from a weekend he said he spent visiting his cousin in New York. And Erica gave a heart emoji in response. That was it. That was sufficient. Yandy just sat there for a while. Still, her eyes were seeing things and her mind was trying to catch up. The space surrounding her dimmed. The presents he had given her, the framed memories, and all the family. Photographs on the walls all seemed phony, written similar to a scene from a television program she never consented to star in. She took a while to cry. Rather, she summoned her sister, went to the living room, and sat down. Although calm, her voice seemed hollow. I need you to visit. Right now, within half an hour, there was a lot of tension in the house. Her sister showed up, bewildered and in a panic. And all that Yandy did was pass the phone to her. Nothing to say, only the gadget that caused her heartache. In a matter of seconds, her sister's expression changed from shock to rage. You have to go live now, girl. Tell them the truth about this man. However, Yandy had not yet arrived. She didn't want to respond in public. not now. Rather, she awaited the return of the Mendices. 2 hours later, he entered the room to find Yandi seated at the kitchen table with the phone screen still on. He was aware, right away. He paused when he noticed the messages on the table. "So, this is our current course of action." Her voice was strained yet calm as she inquired, "Telling Erica that I'm your sidekick and she's your first love?" Mendices stumbled back. "It's not what it appears to be." Yandi insisted, "Then tell me what it is." "Because it appears to me that my spouse has been having extramarital affairs with a woman who has made it her goal to publicly humiliate me." He attempted to clarify, asserted that they were merely conversing, that he didn't actually cross any boundaries, that it was only sentimental. But it didn't sit well with Yandi. "Do you believe that emotional betrayal is not considered? Do you believe that sleeping next to me every night and flirting with your ex is less unpleasant since you didn't touch her?" The quiet was overwhelming. Upstairs were their children, where there had been laughter. The house now echoed with disappointment. With tears finally starting to well up in her eyes, Yandi murmured, "I defended you. I told them they didn't know you as well as I did when they called you a cheater, a manipulator, and a liar. However, it's possible that they knew you better." Then I wanted to acknowledge. Mendices remained silent. How could he respond? He was aware of his capture. Even worse, he was aware that Erica might have been the one to disclose this. Meanwhile, online news had already begun to circulate. The unexpected change was observed by admirers who had been following Yandi on Instagram. Mysterious Sayings. Removed a few pictures. There was silence even on her management page. As well as the blogs, they had already begun to speculate. Is Yandi's relationship with Mendices permanent? One headline said, "Leaked hidden messages from a band X." Another made fun of it. The producers at VH1 were in a panic backstage. This was not their intended plot. Nevertheless, it was fact. And there were no cameras rolling. Cast members had started a private group discussion by sunset. According to one of the co-stars' messages, "Yo, Erica really played the long game." Another commented, "If she releases that phone footage, Yandi is going to destroy the entire brand." However, nobody had the whole picture. Not yet. Because the texts were only the start, something that Yandi had not made public. She also had voice notes, recordings. Screen captures, revenues from banks, and possibly even CCTV footage from hotels. What was she going to do with it? That was the only question left. Yandi got up while Mendices sat across from her with his hands clasped and his eyes trying to make a plea. "Don't shout, no profanity." She merely said, "You must go. This evening." He attempted to ask, "Where should I go?" "Anywhere but here," she retorted. And then the mirage of the ideal pair, the love and hip-hop royalty, started to crumble. However, nobody realized that this was just the start. The internet was speculating, formulating theories, and dragging Mendices across all timelines as if he were public property by the following morning instead of posing questions. Like a wave, memes descended. Fans zoomed in on every side-eye Erica ever gave Yandi during the 8 seasons, slowed down footage, and cut previous episodes. But what about the actual chaos? It wasn't on the internet. The quiet between her and the Mendices had become so thick that it was slicing inside of her house. He carried the identical phone that she had given back the previous evening as he followed her barefoot into the kitchen. His voice trembled as he said, "Let me explain." "Tell your reflection about it," she said without turning. "You've been speaking with that person?" She drew away when he reached for her hand. Opening the refrigerator as if he hadn't been there, he spoke too hastily when he said nothing happened. "With Erica. You are aware of her tendency to manipulate situations." She shut the refrigerator, leaning on the countertop. Her gaze met his. "All those messages then, to herself, she typed them." He paused, blinked twice. That gap of half a second told her everything. And she burst out laughing, but it wasn't a funny laugh. The sort of chuckle that makes you cry. "You know what's more painful than your lies?" she said. "It's that you were really indolent about it." In the meantime, Erica's name grew popular. She had stopped posting, telling stories, and even receiving likes. Her most recent upload was erased seconds after admirers began bombarding it with gifs of baby bottles and rat emojis. Fans, however, continued their research. Producers discussed flying in Erica for one-on-one confessionals, discussing emergency filming days, and even reaching out to Mendeecees directly to mitigate the harm, according to leaked Slack chats. According to one producer, he's not responding. To emails, "We are unable to track him because his DMs are off." However, Yandhi had no desire in becoming anyone's hero. "We need a hero edit for Yandhi now. If this doesn't resolve, we'll lose the entire arc." She was occupied with making phone calls, packing her children's luggage, and organizing closets. "If he wants to be with Erica, that's fine. But he won't. Do it while using my Wi-Fi or my last name," she said softly on a speakerphone, as captured by her cousin. Naturally, the cousin shared the sound recording, mute, with subtitles, and a gospel song playing. It received 500,000 views in a matter of minutes. By lunchtime, a stylist named Lena, who had been quiet for years, got on a live stream and revealed much more information about Erica. "I was there the night they hooked up," Lena asserted, twitching her lip. There was no reunion. It was scheduled at that Jersey rooftop after party, and although Yandhi didn't show up, Erica donned that silver outfit. Do you recall? And then the silver dress picture appeared, Erica and Mendeecees standing near each other, laughing, a little inebriated. Not realizing that someone in the back had taken a Polaroid picture of the moment and posted it months later as behind-the-scenes video. Fans contrasted post-party activities, attire, and timestamps. Mendeecees was off social media for 36 hours following that party, according to one fan. He was in recovery mode, commented one person. At home, Yandhi had ceased to interact. Remarks, no assertions. However, she was spotted carrying a binder while wearing sunglasses outside her child's school. It was dubbed the divorce dossier by the paparazzi. Mendeecees, however, vanished after a blurry picture of her strolling next to her sister went viral with the message, "She's done. And she's taking the receipts with her." No sightings, no stories. His barber even posted, "Haven't seen my bro in a minute. Stay strong." His final post, which was an old Mother's Day family photo, unaltered. However, a new voice joined the drama late that evening. Ex-girlfriend Samantha appeared live without a filter and holding a wine glass. "I'm not saying I'm thrilled about this," she began. "But let's face it, some of us have been aware of this. Mendeecees had always had trouble telling the truth," she added, and comments erupted as she went on for 15 minutes. "Some of these women think they changed him, but baby, you can't polish dirt," she said. "Sis, drag him." While some admirers questioned her intentions, others regarded her as the ghost of her former girlfriend, returning to validate what Yandhi was only now learning. Tea piping hot, Samantha always knew. Erica revived her profile with a solitary post. "Truth always wins," as if the turmoil couldn't get much worse. "Wait on it," said Yandhi without replying. However, a fuzzy image of a crumpled wedding photo thrown on top of a luggage was shared by her relative. A new moniker started trending as part 2 of this emotional circus drew to a close. The caption read, "Some bonds don't break, they dissolve." Under an anonymous username, a user posing as Erica's midwife joined a forum and wrote, "Ask him who paid for the VIP birthing suite." It was sufficient to cause fans to yell. This is accurate. Mendeecees not only cheated, but also provided ghost sponsorship for the entire pregnancy. And when you've heard the truth come to light, see what transpires next when secrets turn into dangers and Yandhi takes a step that alters everything. Just as the comment section had subsided, the internet erupted once more. Grainy video of what? appeared to be Mendices entering the building from a side door while wearing a sweatshirt and carrying a baby carrier was shared by a person who claimed to work part-time at a hotel. Fans zoomed, paused, and reverted. "Why does he have a baby in his arms at midnight?" a fan inquired. The rumors were now unavoidable, and someone else said, "Because he knew if he went in through the front, someone would have filmed him again. The baby was close, not just real." Mendices wasn't the only one involved. He had a stake. Erika played her next card like a villain in a well-timed soap drama. While viewers were speculating, she shared a series of maternity pictures in black and white. Her caption, "I just had to wait. I never had to lie." The penultimate slide featured a fuzzy image of a hospital wristband, but it was still visible enough for perceptive viewers to recognize the last name, Harris. Harris Baby became popular on all apps in a matter of seconds. Nevertheless, Yandy said nothing in public, but her closest friends and family weren't. According to a narrative her brother shared, "My sister gave her all to that man. He messed with the wrong legacy." A video from inside of Yandy's home was shared by another family member who might have been a relative. On the counter, candles flickered. In the background, there was a faint sound of church music. One item was positioned in the middle of the picture, Yandy's wedding band, which was inside a glass jar. Fans were aware of the symbolism in the caption, "Cleansing the lies." More than 200,000 people reposted the image, even verified celebrities who had something to say. As one vocalist put it, "This is what strength looks like. Not silence, but spiritual peace." However, the tranquility was short-lived, as a result of Mendices finally speaking up. Despite acknowledging past mistakes, he maintained that what's being said now is not the whole truth. He posted a dark screen with a long caption that began, "I never meant to hurt my family." He concluded the post by saying, "I will make things right in private because public pain deserves personal healing." While the screenshots remain forever, the comments were removed a few minutes later. The answer? Vicious, a supporter remarked. "You can't private heal what you publicly humiliated." Another wrote that he's doing soft boy cleanup while his wife is dissolving in silence. And his ex is collecting brand deals off this baby, because certainly Erika was no longer merely enjoying the attention. She was making money off of it. She promised exclusive content, behind-the-scenes videos, and, based on the trailer, uncensored voice recordings on her new subscription-based platform, Truth and Receipts, which she launched 24 hours after the maternity leave. Nothing short of shocking was the trailer. Fans flocked in like it was a digital Black Friday, as it featured blurred-out paperwork, muffled debates, glimpses of ultrasound clips, and the words he knew. Mendices' camp attempted damage management. In the interim, an old message between them that purportedly read, "Whatever you need, I got you. Just don't make me look crazy," was reposted by Erika in response to a team member who claimed he was blindsided by her pregnancy, and that she refused to communicate through legal channels and used the media for revenge. The caption, "But you did that all by yourself." That was followed by an unexpected turn of events. A former editor said in an anonymous blog post that producers were aware of Erika's pregnancy months before anybody else was, and they attempted to create a covert plot around it. The editor claimed that footage of Yandy responding to strange Mendices behavior had been recorded and covertly stored. They didn't want her to find out on camera. But the drama was too good to delete completely. The writer stated, "This sparked a new theory. Was the network attempting to manipulate these people's lives in order to increase ratings?" Supporters called for a statement. The network was accused by some of taking advantage of women's suffering. Others pleaded for the release of the uncut video. Later, Yandy and her attorney were spotted leaving a courthouse in New York, as well as a sister. She appeared calm but aloof. She didn't give the photographers a wave, didn't grin, didn't blink. Someone yelled, "Is that true, Yandy?" However, she continued to walk. The strength to walk away isn't easy, but it's necessary, her cousin wrote. On Twitter 1 hour later, people in the comments were crying. But then Erica hit once more. She gave a 3-minute preview of what appeared to be a sit-down interview this time. She said to the camera, "I never wanted this," as she was seen, wiping away her tears and close-ups with soothing music and theatrical lighting. However, when you've been misled and ignored, quiet is suffocation rather than power. She went on, "He told me he wanted this baby and that he loved me. And he fled back to shelter when it became too loud." Before the interviewer's question could even be heard, the video abruptly stopped. It was planned. It had strength, and the prestige of Mendices suffered greatly as a result. The storyline, however, became more complicated at this point. Yes, a third woman claimed to have received messages from some admirers conjectured that she was preparing a full-scale legal action. Others said that she had been covertly recording a podcast in preparation for a public takedown. What happened next was unexpected, because 3 pictures, including the hospital wristband, were uploaded by an unidentified Instagram account at the height of the drama. A birth certificate was one of them, and the third one? A DNA test. Purportedly signed, purportedly verified, Mendices 99.8% chance, and everything exploded with that one post. The stillness suddenly became louder than the secrets could ever be. Mendices. Erica's narrative grabbed center stage, and Yandy's world turned upside down. Well, he lost his family's trust, which was the one thing he said he was protecting. A social media earthquake erupted from what began as rumors. A timeline of treachery was created from a single secret document. Years of meticulously constructed. Images were destroyed by a single DNA test. The supporters took sides. The blogs went viral as well as the internet. It stored receipts. However, the concern now is not what occurred, but rather what will happen next. Will Yandy tell the truth at last? Is Erica going to release the complete voice memos? Is there another woman that we have yet to hear from? The VH1 producers ever reveal the actual material that was left on the cutting room floor? Drama is no longer all that this is. You have been witnessing the complete downfall of a reality television empire in real time. You're obviously here for the tea that burns hotter than Atlanta asphalt in July. If you've read this far, do yourself a favor and make sure your alerts are turned on. Hit the like button and hit subscribe, because of the upcoming bombshell. At 3 a.m., it might fall. Tuesday, and we'll be right here, dissecting everything. Which side do you support? Leave a comment below. Is Yandy's divorce truly permanent? Is Eric the victim or the antagonist? And do you believe that Mendices is speaking the truth or is simply running out of hiding spots? Keep in mind that the mess never sleeps in the realm of hip-hop and love, and neither do we. Remain locked in, remain petty, and the next firestorm will see you.